Right, after much anticipation, it was late when I started, it's dark when I'm finishing. We're at the business end, our door's risen, lid off, and as you can see there, we've got a fine pair. Doubles, of course. Right, up to now we've not used any flour. This is where it all changes. So we're going to shape our pizzas and then we're going to bake them. Pretty much that's it. And I'm going to eat them because I'm starving actually. So, plenty of flour. Don't be frightened at this stage. I've said all the way along, no flour. Right, just go daft within reason. I'm going to do both. I'm not going to take one out at a time. I'm going to do both and top them and bake them. So on the surface, there we go. There's our nice pair. Doubles, of course. And they've just touched in the middle. I'll just separate them off. That's it. Bit of flour on there, anything like that. Like I said before, the same applies. Dough has a top and bottom. So the top is now on the bottom because we tipped it out. So we're going to whip that over, top, bottom. And as you can see, they're very, fluffy. And whereas before they were quite tight, they've all relaxed. Then they're all getting very stretchy, which is what we're going to shape our dough now. So I've tossed that in the flour, move that one to one side. That's our second one. This is the first one. So what we initially going to do, we've got our ball. It's almost collapsed onto a little pizza shape itself, but that's not big enough. So what we're going to do to start with is we're just going to press the dough into and not all the way to the edge. What we're actually trying to create, if there's any bubbles, like big air bubbles like that, you can just tear the edge, just release those. Because all happens to those is at the end when you bake it, they puff up, they blow up, and because it just forms like a skin over the top, that bit burns. That's it. It's no big deal. You can always flick it off, but you know, in the interests of doing things right. So there we go. All I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it over now. So the top, which is now, this is the bottom, and I'm just going to repeat that, and that kind of is the beginning of the I'm just going to move a little bit of the flour now. So what we've created over the dough is, like I say, a nice and any air pockets like that, like you say, bubbles, just get rid of. But it's lovely and soft, lovely and stretchy, nice to feel. And then we're going to start making it into a bigger pizza. So to start with, we're going to hold it one side. We're just going to stretch a little bit. Turn it round, stretch a little bit. Turn it round, stretch. And you'll feel it's wanting it to kind of go back, but it is easing itself out. If you go too daft, this is just about the skill of kind of handling the dough, you know, getting to know what it feels like. Don't press too hard, because what we don't want is, you know, we don't want to damage it. So you've got all that effort to making the pizza. So you want that bit right. Now we've got kind of a shape we can work with, a circle. We're going to put it in a pizza pan. Obviously, small dough, big pan. We need big dough in a big pan, which we're going to conclude the stretching. So I always bring that as a kind of bit of a template. So how much do I need to stretch it? You can get these mats actually with the things on it, the circles, so you know how big it needs to be. But it's a 12-inch tin. That's why we've done 325. Now I'm stretching by hand. So what I've done is I'm going to put the dough over my knuckles as such. I've took my watch and stuff, left me down and put my hands are clean. I always like to keep short nails and stuff when you're handling dough for such things. And I've got my hands under it, not my fingers like that, my fingers are kind of, and I'm just going to gently with my hands like that, stretch the dough. You'll see me move it round. So all I'm going to do is pull my hands, and now I'm actually turning it round, turning and stretching. And the weight of the dough is doing a lot of the work for me. So turning and stretching, turning and stretching. And if I just put it back down, you'll see, well, that's a bit bigger already, isn't it? So we're just going to continue the process. We're going to turn and we're going to stretch, turn and stretch, and don't be frightened of it. I mean, that's why some do it like that, you know, spin it round and all the rest of it. They'll do all of that. That's not a problem as such. But all we're doing is we're turning and stretching. And let's see how far we are away, not too far. So I'm going to go back to this method, just let it fall itself, do its thing, fall itself. And it's getting bigger and bigger. I've just got a little hole in there where I spun it, which is not a problem, because all you do is you literally, because it's flour underneath, it's not sticking anywhere, you just pinch it together like that. But what that does show you is it's thin. So you've not got a big doughy pizza, you've got a fairly thin base in the middle, and that's about the right size there, as you can see. And all I've done is just gently work it out, and you'll see I've got, you can, if you want, with a rolling pin. I'm normally a lot quicker at doing this, but for such things, I'm kind of, I've got a bit of mushroom there. How did that get in there? Anyway, there's mushroom on the side of Gwyn. So that's pretty much that. Next stage is all we're going to do is we're going to drop it in the tin. So the way I'm going to do it, bring the tin across, and I'm just going to, again, get it back and do a bit of a stretch on there. And then I'm going to drop it over the sides, and you'll see there, it's too big. So we're just going to tuck it in. Tuck the pizza in. It'll want to kind of shrink itself back, and that's fine. But we've kind of then created a pizza base. Any little air pockets, I'm taking a lot of, well, not a lot of care, but a lot of time, because I'm explaining stuff on the video. But as you see there's our pizza. Don't know where that mushroom stuck in from, but it's going to go on then anyway. Pizza base done. That's number one. I'll tell you what I'll do pizza base number two, and I'll just do it a little bit quicker, for the sake of I'm hungry. So pizza two, exactly the same process. Get it in there, and you'll just see how it goes. So press it on there, spin it over. You know, we're starting to get our shape. It's wanting to relax. It's wanting to go out there. It's stretchy, etc., etc. Keep that going, and then to the side we're going to start pulling it. It's going to want to start to stretch, but it will go back. Any air pockets, any little bubbles like that, just get rid of that. And right, what have I got on there? No, I've got some bit of stuff off the tin. Right, okay, so we're doing that. Stretch, 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 stretch. Right, we're at the point that's kind of big enough. And I'm just going to start hand stretching. Again, if you want to get a rolling pin, that's fine. Do that. It's probably easy to start with, to be fair. But you know, there's something about hand stretching it that just makes it that little bit more special. But like I say, it's going to taste the same, isn't it? But if you're going to tell people you've hand stretched it, they'll think it's a better pizza. That's what they do, you know. Half the time, when I do it myself, when I'm describing food on there, if you kind of be a bit more descriptive with things, things sound a lot nicer when you're describing it. So there we go, somewhere there. Let's try that template. Yeah, we're about there. So like I say, up. And then we're going to lay it in the tin. So I'm going to give it one last little stretch, and then I'm going to lay it over the top. There we go. Tuck it to bed. There we are. Now that one's shrunk back just a little bit. If it's like that, it will stretch back out. All you do is just you're pulling it to shape. It's already stretched. Pulling it to shape, and they're pretty much there. You are. Tell you what. I'll just give it one more round the edges, because I'm not happy that it's not fitting. Like I say, it just shows you, if you just have a little bit of confidence with the dough, you can kind of master it yourself. And there we are. You'll tell I won't work in a pizza shop, because we'll never make any money. And there we are. There's our dough to go in the tin. I always like it to touch the edges. I don't know why, but it just gives that little bit better appearance at the end. For some reason, this one's not. It's wanting to shrink back a bit more. But maybe I haven't stretched it and stretched it enough. Probably not. There we go. There we go. There we are. There we are. There we are. Right, that'll do us. That'll do us. So all we're going to do now is we're going to top the thing. So I've got the tomatoes which we prepared earlier. Two spoons of tomatoes over the top. There we go. That's going to go around there. It's just going to fill. I know why it's shrinking back now. There's some. I left a bit too much flour on the base. That's why. So it's skidding back. That's all it is. Where the other one, like I say, is lightly oiled. The tin, it's sticking to that. Not a problem. It'll expand itself. It'll want to grow. So that's number one. Get the next one. Let's get our sauce on there. 2 tablespoons of sauce. And all we're doing is we're spinning it round. Not right to the edge. We're leaving about an inch gap. Again, when I was saying earlier, less is more. Less really is more. The more you put on, the more it's going to kind of dry out, which we don't want to create so much moisture. That kind of we're making a problem. So all we're doing now, top the piece, a handful of cheese on that one, and spread out, trying to not get the cheese on the dough. We want it even. We don't want an absolute boatload, but we just want a nice covering of cheese on there. It's grated mozzarella cheese. It's just pre-grated out of the packet from Tesco's, 2 for £4 or whatever it is now. Everything's gone up in price. I don't know what the prices are anymore, to be fair. I didn't look. It's getting that bad, isn't it? All right, next one, get some mozzarella on there. Not enough, another bag full of cheese. There we are. Get that on. That's not a whole bag, by the way. That was a part bag that I had. And we're going to just fill that there. Just get it around there. There we are. There we are. Like I say, to be fair, I'm not hungry. I just catapulted on, to be fair. But that's fine. So less is more. Don't have boatloads. That's enough. That'll be fine. Right, I'm doing 2 ones. I'm doing a mushroom one. And again, like I say, once it's in there, you can still manipulate things. But for the time being, let's just top it. So not loads. They're finely chopped, but I'm not putting loads and loads of mushrooms on. I'm just going to put a nice amount. You want to taste the mushrooms, but you don't want boatloads. That's the secret. Less is more. Less is more. And that's good. On this one, I'm going to put a couple of little of them peppers that we did. Like I say, it won't be a lot. 2, 3, another one, maybe. And a bit of onion to boot, and then we've got like a veggie pizza there, which is good to go. Like I say, less is more. That's it. That's ready to go in the oven. And I'm going to stick that in for 9 minutes, and then I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do next. But let's get the next one on. The next one I'm using, if I can find it, a little bit of pepperoni. I'm going to put a bit of mushroom on this one as well, just a little bit. I'm going to make this more meat based. So again, same with meat, as in instead of vegetables which let out a lot of liquid, this lets out a lot of fat if you put too much on, which you don't want a big oily pizza. I mean, obviously you get as good a pepperoni as you can. So I'm going to put about however many that is, not loads and loads, but that'll be enough. So they're going to go in. I'll tell you what, let's have a bit of onion on as well. That'll be nice. Bit of onion on there. Might as well have cut it. Just spread it nicely. You don't want like a massive bits in one slice. What that'll do is, that's me pepperoni one. That's me mushroom and vegetable one. And they're going to go in the oven now. 9 minutes each to start with. And then I'm going to take them out the tins and put them on a pizza stone that I've got in there. If you haven't got a pizza stone, you can just bypass that bit and just leave them in for another 3 minutes. So that'll be about 12 minutes in total, and then we're going to check. So I'm going to put them in now, and we'll have a look in 9 minutes time and see how it looks. So bye for now.